like that. And they can do the iron cross. They're so strong pound for pound. But sometimes they don't have that grace. So yeah, when you see a dancer, they can have the strength. You know, like I sometimes would amaze like somebody like a Margot Fontana. They would take their leg out and think, boom, hold it out there. No quiver, nothing. Now you know all those young women dancers are watching that thinking like, how is she doing that? She's so strong. It's not like, you know, tense, it's just to do, you know. It's like, but that's of course, you know, the elite of the elite. But still it's something to strive for because it doesn't mean maybe you or I can't do that, but maybe we do our shoulder in or our shoulder four, and we do the first time. Now when we do our shoulder in, it stays fluid and it doesn't shake, the head doesn't bounce up and down. That's what it's all about. That's the beginning. She didn't do that in the beginning. Started slow, but so you want to train that into your horses and your own body too, to be you know, to at least, you know, test yourself and make yourself be graceful and strong. Rhythm is good, shape is good. Yeah, the only way that could be better was then to have more engagement through the transitioning, where he would allow himself to swing the butt underneath it without thinking, oh, you know, as you say, like you described earlier in the beginning, like he had a tendency to slam the brakes on, you know. So that's what you want to tell him. No, don't slam the brakes on. You know, correct yourself. But the thing, you know, the sort of the future would be, you know, just to keep on pushing him, you know, to make him, you know, step under himself more, and yeah, and not be tense about it. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Press, yeah, and then watch your leg position, and you know, back, and you're pulling those hindquarters under more with your seat. You know, an inch, quarter inch a day, you know, centimeter, you know, when you're just, you're working, and then you get the elevation in the shoulders by virtue of bringing those hind legs under. And that, I would risk sometimes even out of transition a little bit, but trying to tell them, hey, come on, stay underneath. That's why I love that exercise where, you know, we do that walk canter or even here, you would just do that, you would swing those haunches up to make it downward transition, but you really, you swing them up, swing them in features. Look, now if I use like that, you've got to come under, stay around, come under with your hindquarters, and then collect all the way to the wall. Right? You really rock them up, you come all the way down to the wall without them coming out. But I just use that exercise so much, even with the young horses, you know, to really train them how to use their backs. That's more of a dry island. Now a bit more push connected to the driver. Now it doesn't look so, you know, so super light. It looks more like air, you know, light, definite, and elastic, but definite. Not just, you know, posing there in the, you know, the Andalusian neck, and not, you know, not being pushed up to the bridle and making a nice solid connection. And then connection, that's the word. And then from connection, then you develop collections, you know. But real collection comes out of connection.
Yeah, as soon as he is connected, it's not painful. He does that little scrunch up his back.
Jars goes right into your spine. Yeah. Now, I think that's where the expression, you know, you've heard the old expression, you know, the horse gives you a place to sit.
Yeah.
I think that expression is a way of somebody who didn't really know how to say, you know, make the horse go back elastic and strong, but again, have strength and elasticity, you know. They just went by the feeling, you know. All right, I don't know the anatomy, I don't know the note, but all I know is when that horse, when it's comfortable for me to sit to, you know, it's better. And of course it is, because then the back is, you know, has some movement, you know.
Yes.
You know, with watching the modern competition horses, the thing is that what escapes me is I know the answer. I mean, I wrote about it in this newest book that I have. It's going to come out supposedly in January. But how did they just watch this visible and think dressage and allow horses to completely just blow the piaffe? You know, just not sit at anything, even pirouettes. Sometimes they'll get but just watch the horses trot and just, you know, and I always say, if you give them a choice, and it's pretty much German riding too, and which is really the rules for competition riding. If you give them a choice between collection and rhythm, they always pick rhythm. Always, you know. They never collection, whereas when you're training a horse, you know, even, you know, Konas has said this before, you know, the piaffe is not about rhythm, it's more about sitting. So when you're training a horse, when you do sit, it may lose its rhythm at some point. But if the horse is actually changing the weight distribution, that is collection. I would not expect a horse learning collection to stay in perfect rhythm while it's learning it. That would be super hard. But if it's, you know, sitting on its haunches and it's going toward levade, then that's what collection is all about. But that, and I always make my theory is that when in the competition riding, you stopped it at airs above the ground, then you never had a proof to prove the horses could truly lighten the forehand by coming off of the forehand entirely. And as soon as you lock the rule out there, you place the ceiling on it, and then people realize that they could just do a piaffe, which would be just passage on the spot, which would not be any sitting whatsoever, you know. And then judges got away with it. And I know, because I heard this from experienced judges would say, you know, we didn't have a choice. There wasn't a clear choice. The horse we could give it to because, you know, none of them sat or whatever, which is not true. You know, there's always some horse that sits a little more than another. But that is the big thing. So you see this, like, to me now, it's an epidemic. And where I see it is young riders know nothing about making horses sit. They just think it's right to just stay in rhythm no matter what and get that kind of bouncy trot and buy a horse with as much, you know, kick out here with the front end, and don't worry about the hind because no judge is ever going to look behind the saddle. They're not going to care. All they're looking is sort of about saddle forward, you know. And I don't know how it got to be so bad. I mean, where were the judges' symposiums that were re-educating judges? Who's teaching them? And I have actually had some of my spies sort of go in the learners judges program, and that's what you see, you know. The lessons they're getting from in these learner judges program are all wrong, you know. They're all, you know, they're all about, you know, certain movement instead of, you know, any kinds of ideas of collection or theory. They know nothing about the stuff anymore. It's incredible, you know. But so I don't know. I don't know how these things are fixable, you know.
No, I know, but if you look at Embrujo in hand, I mean, you know how many years we've been doing in hand to get him into the position that he's in. And now's the first time we really are thinking about rhythm.
Yeah, right.
Because if he gets the rhythm with the hindquarters out here, it would have been bad for him anyway, because it wouldn't have been related to anything I would do riding.
Exactly. You know, and yet there would be, look at it, it's awful. I don't mean but, you know, you have a horse like Laura Graves' horse. This is a horse that's rated like number 2, number 1 in the world, and has never sat one movement in its life. It doesn't sit whatsoever. And obviously she's quite successful. So how do you know, that's the point. So what if some kid comes up to me and says, Paul, I want to be successful. I said, you know, and then they're going to say, so I'm not, your way, you know, look, just like you said, your way just took, you know, 3 years to get that horse to sit, and nobody recognized it, nobody cared about it anyway, so why should I do that, you know? I want a career in competition riding. So, yeah, it's a tough one, you know.
Except if you ride a piaffe that sits and you ride one that doesn't sit, you don't want to ride the one that doesn't sit anymore.
Exactly. And that's like, you know, I tell that story about when I, you know, first was learning, and I learned from Van Schaik, and then he showed me about, you know, then crooked horses. And then you go to a cocktail party and they show you the next big thing, and you're watching, and they say, don't look at this, isn't this great? And you think, no, it's not great at all. This horse is really crooked.